Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris and welcome to another Top 10 LEGO minifigure video, the show where we count down and rank the best of the best figures from every single year of LEGO. We started with 2021, went down to 2020, covered 2019, and now it's time for the best non-collectible minifigs of 2018, where I specifically will be separating out the collectible minifigure series versus the standard retail minifigs you can get in sets just because of the difference in quality and standards for both of those series. And so again, I do want to state that this is just my opinion and I'd love to hear yours. Let me know down in the comments below, do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think anything was missing from this list? And if you own any of these, which ones are your favorites? And so without further ado, let's just jump right into number 10. Alright, so kicking off this list, we have a minifigure from LEGO Ninjago's Sons of Garmadon first half of the year wave. This particularly is Zane in his SOG outfit. I just think this is a really well done figure for a very distinctive character. The white blended with the black looks really good, as well as the icy light blue highlights. One particular detail I love about this figure is the amount of actual texture detail that went into the background of the suit. It's not just a plain white or a plain black, you can actually see little triangles and diamonds and silver decorating the outline of this character's outfit. While he definitely isn't as detailed or maybe even as interesting as some of the other figures on this list, I just am a really big fan of the way they designed this character. And right down to a brand new silver head being used for this character for the first time, I think this was a really well done figure. Moving on to number 9, we have a slightly more interesting figure in terms of detail. This is the Han Solo minifigure from the Betrayal on Cloud City set. Now what makes this figure so special are the dual molded legs with printing on these sides of them. These are really special and honestly feel really deluxe for a Star Wars figure. This was back when we weren't getting too much detail in terms of stuff like that for Star Wars figures. Really, we were just expected to have just the standard amount of printing, not really any dual molding, so this was a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. The only very unfortunate thing is that this figure was pretty much just locked to the very expensive Master Builder series set, and we never actually saw a Han Solo minifigure with this level of detail to date. Right now we're filming in 2022, we still haven't gotten back to this quality. Moving on to number 8, we have even more interesting figures in terms of the LEGO Batman movie Green Arrow figure. We previously got a more modern comic style of Green Arrow, as well as the TV show Arrow version from the Comic-Con figures, but this was really the first one that felt genuinely very authentic to the more vintage, almost silver or golden age comic designs. The minifigure features some excellent line printing on the sides of the legs that actually works out really well. You have some detail on the back, but obviously you have the green quiver, which is taking up most of the back, and all in all, this is just a really well done figure featuring a lot of really nice new recolors as well. From the dark green Forest Man hat, which definitely is very useful for LEGO Castle, to the lime quill, this is just all around an expertly designed character that really brings the character of Green Arrow to life. With that though, we can move on to number 7. And coming in at number 7, we have another Star Wars character. In this case, we have Enfys Nest from the Solo: A Star Wars movie. This is a really interesting figure featuring a specialized rubber dual molded tan and rubber helmet here. It is featuring a dual-sided cape as well, with the more brownish color on the inside as well as a printing on the back of the cape for fur. All in all, this is just a very excellently detailed figure. Star Wars always does really well when it covers these figures with very interesting head sculpts. Unfortunately, the head underneath is just plain black, but I really do find this to be a fascinating character design, and for a character that really only showed up for a few brief moments of the movie, this is a really well done minifigure with a fantastic amount of detail that pushes it near the top. But there's still so much more to go, so let's move into number 6. And coming in at number 6, we have the Quora minifigure from Tron. This was from the Tron Legacy LEGO Idea set, featuring some amazing printing on the side of the arm, which surprisingly, one of the best things about this figure is that the skin color printing on the black arm there actually turned out really well. LEGO, for whatever reason, is really hit or miss when printing lighter colors on black plastic. It has not been done particularly well, especially with the skin color many times before, so I just wanted to say I was really impressed with how it turned out on this figure. Add to the fact that it has the disc on the back, which is a really authentic detail that makes it really fun to play with, and the fact that I personally am just a big fan of the way the Tron outfits look in general, and you have a fantastic minifig. With that, we've reached the halfway point on this list. Coming in at number 5 is another excellent minifigure from the Betrayal on Cloud City set. This is the Lando figure. And while the torso and legs aren't too detailed, what really stands out here is that amazing cape printing. Just look at how detailed the yellow is on the underside of that cape, dual-sided with the lighter blue on the outside. This is basically the perfect Lando figure. And for years, the only Cloud City Lando figure we actually had was the very, very rare figure from what's pretty much the rarest Star Wars set ever in the form of the original Cloud City 2003 set, so it was really nice to actually finally get another variant of this figure, bringing it truly into the modern age. And again, it's just a shame that this was locked behind such an expensive set because it's so hard to get nowadays. Moving onwards to number 4, we can take a look at our next Ninjago minifigure. This was from one of the special Ninjago minifigure packs, and it depicts Future Jay, as was seen in his reflection in the future mirror in possession. Now this figure goes above and beyond to add spectacular amounts of detail. Not only does it have side arm and leg printing, but if you look closely, there are very, very minuscule dots printed on the undersides of the arms, on the torsos there, just really, really small and fine detail that truly make this minifigure stand out above the rest. The minifigure depiction in the TV show did not have this much detail, so they absolutely didn't need to do this, but they did anyway, and it really, really worked out for the best. I am just so blown away by the amount of detail on this figure and wish Ninjago did more figures like this. With that though, we can move on to our top 3 picks. And kicking off our number 3 pick here is the Nightmare version of Batman from Batman v Superman. Now this is really, really detailed. It features some excellent printing on the cowl there, printing on the sides of the arms, as well as dual molded legs. What I really appreciate about this figure is the commitment to actually making the detail feel consistent around every single angle of the figure. Since this particular iteration of Batman is wearing a trench coat, it makes perfect sense that the tan trench coat would extend back all the way down to the bottom boots of his legs, but then still when you go upwards to the front of the legs and the front of the torso, you can still see the ways in which the trench coat kind of parts to showcase the black of the legs. All in all, this is a really fantastically detailed figure, and it deserves its place on the list. Moving on to number 2, we have another Ninjago figure. Yes, this is from the same minifigure pack. Specifically, this is the Kabuki version of Nia from the Tournament of Elements season. While this figure might not have as much detail as some of the other figures on this list, the reason why it's so high up is that because I just absolutely love the very intricate and beautiful kimono design. It is a really, really awesome traditional Japanese design that really could be used for a lot of different variety of purposes outside of Ninjago. And it also includes the specialized Samurai X wrist bracelet that she features wearing throughout multiple appearances in the show, so what's not to like about this figure? Excellent detail on the front and back of the torso makes for an amazing Ninjago figure that absolutely stands out in any collection. But with that, we have finally reached our number 1 pick on this list, and that is the Avengers Infinity War War Machine figure, which is probably the best version of this character we've ever gotten and probably will ever get. This has some amazing detail printing on the sides of the arms there. They even managed to print on the sides of the helmet, which is really, really special for a figure like this. And what's even cooler is that the inside of the head got a brand new print featuring the more visor-like helmet being shown over Rhodey's face. All in all, the amount of detail on this figure is pretty unparalleled for really any Iron Man design. And this is simply put one of the coolest Iron Man styled figures LEGO has ever put out, earning it the top spot on this list.
Alright, and with that we have summed up the top 10 best and my personal favorite non-collectible minifigures or the standard retail figures from the year of 2018. Again, let me know in the comments below, do you agree, do you disagree, and do you think I was missing any from this list? Thank you all so much for tuning into Duck Bricks, and stay tuned for next time where we'll cover the best collectible minifigs of 2018, as well as just general LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon here on the Duck Bricks YouTube channel. Thanks all so much for your attention, and bye-bye for now.